Spirit of the living God, fall fresh on us.
Spirit of the living God, fall fresh on us.
I have always cherished the Isaiah reading. The Lord called me before I was born. While I was in my mother's womb, he named me. I love how we are not an afterthought, but for all time in the vision of God. It is easy, in the course of our lives, sometimes full of doubts, to become disoriented and forget this assurance that God offers each of us. No matter the conditions of our birth, none of us were an accident in God's eyes. It is this same commitment that God brings to our lives too. God walks with us through our joys and through our sufferings. Even when we lack vision and are disoriented about where God is leading us, even then we are in the palm of God's hands. I can't wait to go to see the new Martin Scorsese film, Silence. The film is about the 17th century Jesuit missionaries in Japan. Father James Martin, a friend of mine, a Jesuit, and the editor of the Jesuit America magazine in New York, was a consultant to the film director and spiritual advisor to the entire cast. To prepare for the film, Father Martin led one of the actors, Andrew Garfield, through the spiritual exercises of St. Ignatius Loyola. Jesuits traditionally do this retreat in a 4-week period of 30 days of silence with 5 hours a day in prayer. Garfield, like many others, did the retreat over a period of 6 months. In speaking about his retreat experience, Garfield said, "On retreat, you enter into your imagination to accompany Jesus through his life from conception to crucifixion and to resurrection. You are walking, talking, and praying with Jesus." So Jesus accompanies us, and we accompany Jesus. As in that beautiful hymn that Megan selected this morning, we journey with Jesus. Our lives are not a movie script where we act out the lines that God gives us. Sometimes we do speak by the Spirit, but most of our lives are spent, at least mine right now, is spent disoriented, stumbling around in the dark, trying to figure out where the light of God is, so that we are able to find our way. We are each in a variety of places when we hear Jesus' words today, "Come and see." Or the other great question today, what are you looking for? Jesus invites us to be in relationship, to walk alongside of him, to pray with him, and to sort things out with him. Our gospel today introduces us to a mature spirituality of adulthood, where we have the freedom to respond to Jesus' invitation to come and see. We are not being forced to go anywhere like our parents forced us sometimes. We are graciously invited. And when we go to see, we are not being told what to do, but rather, what are we looking for? Jesus wants to engage us in a life-giving story that continues to unfold with God's grace. We are still very early in the church year, and Jesus is, I think, still setting up the story, the stage for what is to come, getting us ready to accompany him to the cross and towards our new life in Easter glory. Come and see is equal to come and follow me or come and journey with me, as the hymn said. A priest once said to me that the most important thing we do in our spiritual life is to show up. The priest said to me, "Don't worry about what you're going to do, Joe. Just show up, and God will take over." I find that I put a lot of pressure on myself to do things, take action, be effective, be responsible, fix things, transform things, and change things. All of these actions are important. All of our actions change as we place ourselves in the presence of God, listening to the Holy Spirit as a companion of Jesus. The De La Salle brothers, Christian brothers, taught me at Manhattan College in New York. And they began every class. I've told you this before, but it's worth mentioning again. They began every class like this. Let us always remember that we are in the holy presence of God. The brothers and the Jesuits, in their own way, taught me that I did not have to go anywhere to find God, that God was everywhere, and I just had to be more aware and open my eyes and see. Come and see is a reminder for us to seek the comfort of Christ in the presence of the Holy Spirit. I sense these words, come and see, as a lifeline in my own disorientation. I sense Jesus taking me by the hand, especially when we cannot even walk a step forward because we cannot see where we are going. It's times like these that we find ourselves in raw places with open wounds that hurt and where only the loving hand of Jesus, the Good Shepherd, can heal us. Tomorrow, our nation celebrates the life and work of Martin Luther King Jr., a man with a dream. King preached out of his healing balm that he received from the presence of Christ in his life in another time of disorientation. Seeking to address the disorientation of racism, King preached, and it cost him his life. Come and see are comforting words, and we all have felt particularly these words in times of disorientation. When we experience some healing, though, of our own disorientation, we are responsible to bring others along on the journey, to give them our hand, and to lead them to greater safety of God's care and offering all of God's fruits, mercy, love, and justice. So let us respond, going quickly to Jesus' invitation, come and see. Let us dream big for ourselves, but let us dream also big for others, especially those that we've harmed. Let us dream not just for ourselves, but let us dream for others. Let us encourage all to go and see, so that all may rise up out of our disorientation and build the reign of God. It is so easy, so very easy to get trapped by our own needs, our own suffering, and our own disorientation. But let us not lose our footing. Let us keep our eye on one another's needs, especially those who cannot hear this generous invitation to come and see. And let us throw a lifeline to those who are disoriented and bring them the comfort of Christ's mercy, love, and justice. God bless you.